All right. Hello, hello. I hope everyone can hear me. Outside today, just enjoying the sun. Thought I'd multitask, I guess, kind of enjoy the sun and still be able to come on and be live on here. Wanted to talk about creating an online community for your podcast audience and why that's important, what you can do with it, how to do it. So, just going to cover the bases here with that. Um, Creating an online community, you can do it. There's different ways to create it, different places, platforms, obviously, free, paid. So, for example, free Facebook community or Facebook group is a community you can utilize. Clubhouse clubs, LinkedIn groups, Discord, Twitch. To the best of my knowledge, those are all free, where you can start building community through the means on those platforms. But you can also use things like Thinkific, Kajabi. I use Kajabi to create memberships or communities on there as well. But I also utilize the free Facebook group. And so you just got to figure out what type fits you and your audience best, and then just start building it out. Because the importance of building an online community outside of people just listening to your show is that it's going to give them more value, more of what they want from you, from what they're already getting from your show. And yes, if you do hear my roosters, I apologize, but couldn't pass up being outside. Same with my dogs. They're all out here. So, but going back to it, yeah, they just are going to get more value. You're going to be able to give more to your audience through a platform, through a community that's outside of just them listening to your show. So being able to direct your listeners to this community that you're creating so you can give them more knowledge, give them more community feel, and you're going to be able to connect with them on a different level, which with this new connection through the community, you're going to be able to build raving fans. You're going to be able to connect with people on a different level that's going to, make them be those people that are going to go spread by word of mouth, because they're going to be more involved. They're going to be able to give more of their opinion. They're going to be able to see more of what's going on and see more behind the scenes, especially if you're starting out with that free group. And these raving fans are then going to be easy to recognize, because when you're listening, you don't know maybe who's going out and sharing about your show and spreading about your show. And so in the community, you're going to be able to recognize these individuals who are more involved, are, giving back to the community you're building. And so you're going to be able to recognize them. And everyone loves recognition. Everyone loves it. It makes everybody feel good when you're recognized for doing good and being a part of something. And so as you're doing that, you're going to continue to build these raving fans that are going to go share with their friends who are in the same kind of niched audience, like who likes the same thing they do. And they're going to bring them into your community. And then with that, with recognizing these fans and kind of lifting them up on a pedestal, like I said, not only are they going to increase the word of mouth marketing, they're going to talk more about it. As this continues to grow, as you do this more and more, it's going to open up more doors for you for different ways to monetize, because you're going to have this tight-knit community. You're going to be adding value. You're going to be giving. You're going to be helping. So when you have these monetization aspects in place, you're going to have people who love what you're doing already for free. And so if you're offering something now paid wise, you're going to have the doors going to be slightly open, more open for you to offer that and to show them what you have going on. And it's a cool thing too. Like if you really think big, like this opens up opportunities as you're building these raving fans, this community, to do things, functions in person, live events eventually. I'm a big visionary. I think I have big goals, and I think big goal wise. So like as you're building things, like that can open doors up for who knows, maybe you have a true crime podcast, so maybe it opens up doors for a true crime convention or a comedy. It can really build as you're building this community and building these relationships with people and just adding value that way. And a really cool thing is you never know who you're going to meet in these communities, who's going to show up, who's going to be a part of it, and what their strengths are, what they're good at. They could end up being part of your team somehow because they are such raving fans. They're so involved. They so love what you're doing. They could come on as a volunteer and even be a moderator in the community. They could, maybe they have a strength and they're wanting to be part. They see the bigger vision. So they bring their strengths and talents to help you grow, to help you provide more value in whatever way that is. And so it just compounds on itself, being able to have a place for everyone to go, to come together, who all is about your podcast, about your show, about your brand, what you're doing, and just build on that. Create this community, these raving fans to make a difference, and then being able to help everyone involved through what you're giving in value, and then what you're giving in resources, and then eventually what you're offering in courses or programs or memberships, because it all adds value. I mean, just because it's paid doesn't mean there's no value to it. There's actually going to be more value when you have to pay for something. But as you build these fans along the journey, wherever they're at, if they're just new to it or if they're the diehard raving fans, like you're going to be able to accompany, or you're going to be able to give to each of those levels in a different way, and really just, make a positive impact in each person's lives depending on where they're at. So it's super important to have that online community somewhere. I always recommend Facebook because the majority of people have Facebook already on their phone, and it's super simple to create, to get it going, and then you just connect, let people know, and just add value the best you can, and continue to adapt and change and grow. And that's, again, more minds in the group. They're going to come up with ideas. They're going to say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this or trying this? Like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't. Like, that's a great idea. And then recognize them for that idea and then start using it. And they're going to feel good. People are going to like it because I'm sure they're not the only person else thinking that idea. So you can bring all these thoughts and all these genius minds together in this community to grow together and build something that's you got to think of it at the long goal. And so that's why I truly believe online communities for your podcast are so important, because it creates just that tighter knit group, those raving fans that then, I mean, it helps your show. It pays for itself kind of thing, because they're going to share more, because they're going to be amped and pumped for the group and what they get out of it. And then it's going to open up doors for different monetization strategies going forward to be able to help that community even more. It's not just about selling. It's about what you provide through those courses, those programs, to help those who are ready for it. Because obviously if your revenue is coming in from that, then you're going to be able to put more into the community. You maybe be able to bring people on, or maybe you'll be able to use that for giveaways or helping other people in the group out. So it all compounds and works towards the community and helping everyone involved in the community. So I just wanted to hop on here and just chat about that and the importance of creating some sort of community around your show that your audience members can then go to and start getting more of what they already love because they're listening to your show. So that next level of building a community, building your audience, and then really getting to know them and growing together and providing even more value. So if you haven't started an online community yet, I highly recommend it. If you're listening to this and you have a podcast and you're looking to grow and monetize, you can feel free to join my free community, the Podcast Growth and Monetization Zero to Podcast Hero group here on Facebook. Would love to have you in. Always trying to add more value. So if you have ideas, feel free to let me know. I want to continue to do better, bring more value to everybody in the group, and just watch everyone kind of flourish and grow. So again, I hope you guys are having a great week. Let's continue to go out there and just crush it and work on our journeys to become podcast heroes.